very simple and kind of share my story as to where we are and what was I doing. So back in 2015, I was in Mumbai. Was a media professional trying to figure out what my next gig was going to be. And here I met a company, a person who was building apps for celebrities. I figured that that's a very interesting proposition, building apps for celebrities. Of course, the thought process was that you expect celebrities and actors, big actors and actresses, to live in private mansions, right? And not in rented condos. So why would big celebrities and big influencers live in rented spaces on social media? Why don't we build individual platforms for celebrities? And at that time, I knew no celebrity. I didn't even know a single celebrity, let alone in India. But however, we signed up one of the topmost celebrities in India. And then I remember, this is very, very interesting, and that's why I say nothing is impossible, is I had never been to Indonesia, but we had as a plan decided that we will be in the top four social markets, which are social media markets, which was India, Indonesia, USA, and Brazil. And I had, while we launched some of the apps in India, some of the celebrity apps in India, we had absolutely no clue how to go about in Indonesia. So used the full power of networking, connected with people. And I landed, I remember in Jan 2017, I landed in Jakarta for the first time. I landed at the airport at 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. I was meeting Agnes Monica and her brother, who were who's the number one celebrity in Indonesia. And by 7 p.m. I'd signed them. And when I came out of the meeting and I called, my CEO and I said, Agnes Monica, I signed. They're like saying, "What are you like drinking somewhere?" I said, "No, I mean that's true. It's you just signed Agnes Monica," and that's how it happened. And we went from Indonesia. Once you sign the topmost person, then the rest becomes easy because that sets the trend. And then we went to Brazil, where we signed up the topmost TV star and his supermodel wife. And to the extent that I knew nothing about, didn't know a single word of Portuguese, but every time that I would go to Rio, they would insist that I would come to their home. And one of the challenges that was laid in front of me is, can we set up a meeting with Neymar, which we finally eventually did, Neymar and his team. So yes, nothing is impossible. I'm going to just take you through the 8 mantras that I have for this presentation. So nothing is impossible if you, and of course, this business didn't succeed eventually. We ran out of money, but we did, understand what the issues were. And out of that came the new business that I started, which was on influencer marketing. That brings me to the second point, which is make mistakes, but don't repeat mistakes. A lot has been said about this by the previous speakers, especially Mikhail and Yara did talk about, how failures can move you forward. So the key is to have a plan, key is to have multiple plans, key is to have plan A, plan B, plan X, Y, Z, and keep maneuvering it as you go along. If you are in check with the ground, if you are in check with ground realities, and if you have the plan, it will eventually move forward. Okay. So the point that I'm making is, yes, make mistakes, but don't repeat them. Again, make new mistakes and move forward. Of course, there is the third point, that is appetite for risk taking. If you are going to be in the business, then you have to have appetite for risk taking. Now, this is something that I want to share with you is when COVID hit in February, we were pretty much seeing what was going to happen with COVID, and we didn't know where we were going to go. So what were the choices? The choices was to cut down on everything and just survive. Or like a very famous personality says, oh, it will just go away. Just leave it to God and think that it will just go away, and then see how things move forward. The third is to just to look forward and say, okay, we have a problem here. Sometime this problem will end, but where do we want to see ourselves when you come out of this problem, when you are able to solve this problem or you get out of this problem? And so that's how, while we were present in the Southeast Asia market with the influencer marketing company, we realized that we needed to enhance the offering. And during COVID, because it gave us the opportunity, gave us much more time to work on it, we came out of that. And as now, we in last month we actually launched an enhanced product. So COVID actually did good to us in a sense that we got the time, we were able to go back to the drawing board, and figure out what we wanted to do and where should we be taking this, as we battle this whole issue of COVID, right? One of the other things that I want to talk about is keep learning. How important it is to keep learning. This lockdown actually led to a lot of opportunity of learning because you were working from home and you had more time. So when I was in back in 2015, I was the country head for a US based music streaming company, and it got bought over by Pandora. And that's the time I actually took an year off to learn about tech, because it intrigued me as to what tech was. I was not a tech person. I'm not a techie. I don't know how to code, how to do coding, but I wanted to understand what tech was. And I took a year off. I learned how tech has transformed businesses and how it is important to leverage tech in any business. And today, a lot of people think that I'm a techie, but I'm actually not. I'm just a business management professional. But I've understood what tech can do, what is the importance of tech, and how it is critical for any business, to for any person who's heading the business or who's running the business, to realize what tech can do for you. It's extremely important. My next slide is tech talk. It's you know just continuing from what I was just saying, that I realized what tech would enables. What tech enables? Tech enables one, convenience, efficiency, and information, basically from analytics, right? If there is any solution that you're working on, and if tech can enable these three, leading to convenience, efficiency, and information, things will happen. I mean, tech brings in what? Tech brings in knowledge. Tech brings in transparency, and that brings in trust, right? And this is what is key to a successful business. That if you have knowledge, transparency, and trust with, if you share knowledge with your partner, with the people you are doing business, if you're transparent and they trust you, the business will be successful. So, for example, today when I write, let's say in any of these developing countries, if you were to earlier land there and if you were to grab a taxi, then you'd always be worried that is the taxi guy going to overcharge? Is he taking me to the right place in the right time? But today with Uber, you know that that is not an issue. You know that it's the tech is driving it, and the driver will take you to the from point A to point B as what the app says. So tech brings in convenience, efficiency, and knowledge, and it is extremely important, to but that again brings me to another point, which is be smart and deploy smart. Just having tech is not good enough. My dad introduced me to a series of books which were called How and Why, How, When, and Why, and that really stuck to me. Idea is not enough. Tech is not enough. Innovation is not enough. Smart deployment is the key. With the idea, with the tech that you have, where do you deploy it, how do you deploy it, and when you deploy it is extremely important. I learned this from the previous gig that we had, that maybe the timing was a little too early. But yeah, I mean, that's how that. So did we do anything very different from what others are doing? Let's say, for example, in the influencer marketing space, the answer is no. We did the same thing, but we found our niche in Indonesia, where we realized that the market required that kind of technology, and it was one of the top markets in top 4 social media markets, but it didn't have the kind of technology that we wanted in influencer marketing, and that's how we went into one particular country, dig deep there, and then from there move on to other countries, right? So the next one is where I talk about. I'm going to talk about what is influencer marketing. Influencer marketing is nothing but decentralization of media. What has happened is that the erstwhile fourth estate, which was the print, the television, they were controlled by certain groups. They were controlled by big powerhouses, and the narratives were, you would know that narratives are not always the right narrative, right? It's not probably not the truth that comes out. But with social media coming in, the power went into the hands of the individuals. And today, this whole today you'll see that actually the media houses are commenting on individual tweets and individual posts that are coming out. So the power has gone into, it's got decentralized, it's gone into individual people, and those people are the ones who have the larger following are based on merit. It's not just by magic that somebody becomes an influencer. If they have merit, they have followers, and then they become influencers, right? So that's what influencer marketing is about. What we've done basically is we've brought in a platform which is which has artificial intelligence, and it basically what it does is crawled all the data of influencers and brands in a country like Indonesia, and it helps the brands to select which media, which influencer are they going to choose for their campaign. And then they can do live tracking of the campaign. They can actually create the campaign on their own, do live tracking, and get the best ROI um, out of the campaigns that they're doing. And it's seeing huge success. We've had fantastic response from it. And probably if somebody wants to have a chat with me about this post the session, yes, we can. The last point is be a realist. Pessimist, always complains about this is wrong, that is wrong, and so this is more and more important with this whole scenario of COVID that we are seeing. This is going to be the way the next decade is going to be. We are going to see uncertainties. We are going to see a lot of upheavals, a lot of changes. So as long as you are a realistic, you're realistic, you are a realist, and you keep changing your plan, you keep changing, your maybe not the goals, but how you get to those goals. You will have to be flexible. You'll have to be agile. The business will have to be agile, and you'll have to keep changing for you to succeed and come out of the situation that we are in today. But trust me, as I see it, this is not changing. This situation that we are in is not changing in the next 4 to 5 years. And the effect will last for another 6 to 7 or 8 years, maybe. So this decade is going to be